This is my evaluation question for who would be the audience for your media product. I did a lot of research into all available audiences that I could target and decided that having an audience closer to my age range would enable me as a person to be able to connect more with the audience and also put my own influences and my own knowledge of my age group into the magazine. I thought it'd be more appropriate, as me myself know what people my age like, what interests they have and hobbies, and how they are with technology and things, so I thought it'd be more appropriate to target somebody my own age. I did quite a bit of research into the backgrounds of a lot of people my own age. I created a reader profile for one, which looked at the interests of my target group, covering clothes, drinks, makes of guitars, magazines, cars, you name it. So I also looked at how comfortable they are with technology and how into technology my audience would be. So first of all I looked at mobiles, and I said that readers are likely to be familiar with modern smartphones and will be the first to know about any new releases. It means that up-to-date technology have it there and then, and therefore they work well with the industry. For music, I looked at readers that are not surprisingly make music for their life. They're familiar with upcoming artists and also know about old artists in the genre, and they rely strongly on this editorial, Alibi, to keep them updated about the ongoings of the music world. So they have a bit more of an individual taste, you know, like your standard chart music, older music, maybe a bit of blues and jazz, but mainly rock music's their preference. I also looked at films, which is another media platform. My audience would enjoy watching films when a spare moment arises. From research, they purchase at least one DVD per month, which I asked a lot of my companions and my friends, who surprisingly don't buy as many DVDs anymore, as streaming and downloading is becoming increasingly popular, which will have a lasting effect on both the film and the music industry. They do say they do buy at least one DVD a month if it's the favourite film that they want to have it as a copy. I also looked at the key statistics as well for my age group and for the demographics. The key statistics. The male average was 56 and the female was 25. Average age for my one was 20 for overall. Student percentage being 37, with a circulation of 36,260 and a readership of 331,457, which that's quite a large readership, but for an established magazine it's about average. I looked at NME's readership and it was a close value, so if my magazine was to become a well-established magazine and well-distributed, I would suspect that my readership and my circulation would be roughly the same as NME's. So I've also done a lot of research into the background of people my own age. Unemployment, that's quite a large factor that is a worry to a lot of people my own age, and it has actually risen for those aged 16 to 24 significantly in the past 10 years. In 2012, round about 18-19% of people were unemployed that were aged 16 to 24, which is significant compared to those aged 25 to 64, where it was just below 6%. This could be to prove a large factor for people if they have limited income or no income at all, as having a reasonable price product will enable them to be able to afford to buy the magazine monthly, whereas having it overpriced or too expensive could limit my audience and my range significantly, as it wouldn't be affordable. I think the value of £2.99 that I picked was a good value for my audience. As for a monthly magazine such as Vogue, you can be looking anywhere between £4 and £5.99. So for a good amount of pages and for good quality product, I thought £2.99 was quite a reasonable choice. I was trying to look at an audience that I would suspect would be like a modern day audience. Some people now that if the magazine was on the shelf, that they'd be the audience that I'd want to go and pick up the magazine and read it. So I tried to create an audience that I thought would appreciate the genre that I'd chosen, and therefore looked at my age group because I'm more aware of the sort of colours and colour schemes and layout that a lot of magazines that are aimed at similar age groups to what I've picked are familiar with. I looked at focus groups as a form of getting research, which I conducted with a few friends in my college who give me good information about prices, content, competitions, sort of things they'd want to see within a magazine and what would appeal to them directly. And this was really, really helpful because it gave me a chance to see what should be included in my magazine, and which would make it better and more suited to my audience than another magazine, say Kerrang or NME. The focus group was really productive. I enjoyed making it, but it enabled me to be able to see what my audience's preferences were, rather than trying to guess or assume that what they wanted would be, I don't know, say perhaps a drum kit or winning a holiday, but whereas they said they'd rather have concert tickets or backstage passes, festivals, which is quite a big thing for people nowadays because it's music events that are drawing a lot of the audiences in. Also on this PowerPoint, I'm going to include a second focus group which I conducted with the same people afterwards to see what they thought of my final product. I've got some really good feedback from these after asking 5 or 6 questions, so I've included that on this slide as well. Thank you.